morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Friday the 21st of August. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlestick, slightly bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 11,812 to support a run on the first major resistance level sitting at 11,947. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 11,900 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, should see resistance at 12,000 continue to pin Bitcoin back. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level sitting at 12,029 to cap any upside, but expect a move through to 12,000 to support a move back through to 12,100 on the day. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 11,729 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, Bitcoin should avoid the second major support level sitting at 11,594. Looking at the MACDs, we're seeing a narrowing of the bullish histograms and a possible bearish crossover suggestive of a pullback on the day. We are seeing the 50 EMA widen marginally from the 200 and narrow against the 100, however. So key through the morning will be to avoid a fall through that pivot and to move back through to 11,900 levels to support a breakout. Moving across to EOS against the US dollar, it's a bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see EOS avoid a fall through the pivot at 3.4166 to bring the first major resistance level sitting at 3.4882 into play. Going to need to see support from the broader market for EOS to break out from yesterday's highs that was at 3.4608. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, that first major resistance level should cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see EOS revisit 3.5 levels, second major resistance level at 3.5323 should cap any upside. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 3.3725 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, should see EOS avoid sub 3.3s. Got the second major support level sitting at 3.3009 to limit any downside. Looking at the MACDs, slight narrowing of the bullish histograms, suggestive of a possible bearish crossover. And we've seen the 50 EMA pinch the 200, suggestive of a bearish crossover and a pullback through to sub 3s. So key through the morning will be to avoid a fall through the pivot level and to target the first major resistance level and a return to 3.5 to prevent a further pullback. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, slightly bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid a fall through the pivot at 412.6 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 422.9. Going to need to see support from the broader market to break out from yesterday's high of 419.58 and move through to 420s. So barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level will cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Ethereum target 430s before any pullback. Second major resistance level at 430 would cap any upside on the day. Fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 405.62 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, should see Ethereum avoid the second major support level that's sitting at 395.32. Looking at the MACDs, similar trend from across the broader market, a narrowing of the bullish histograms, suggestive of a possible bearish crossover there. We are seeing, however, the 50 EMA narrow against the 100 and the 200, supportive of the early move. So key through the morning would be to avoid sub 410s and that pivot level of 412.6 and a move back through to 420s would suggest a breakout on the day. Finally, moving across to Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fall through the pivot at 0.2908 to sub 0.29s to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 0.2967. Barring an extended rally on the day, should see yesterday's high and the first major resistance level cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level at 0.3009 to cap any upside on the day. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 0.2865 into play. Barring an extended sell, should see Ripple's XRP avoid sub 0.28. Got the second major support level sitting at 0.2806 to limit any downside. Looking at the MACD, we've seen a narrowing of the bullish histograms and a possible bearish crossover, supportive of the early pullback this morning. And we're seeing the 100 EMA cross through the 200 and the 50 fall back from the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a pullback through the day. So key through the morning will be for Ripple's XRP to avoid sub 0.29s to avoid another pullback down to sub 0.28. Holding above that pivot should give Ripple's XRP a run at 0.3s on the day.